Hello and welcome to an extra special, extra spooky Innistrad flashback draft on Magic Online. Happy Halloween, everyone. They do this once a year. Just for Halloween, they bring back all of the old Innistrad cards. This is now the second time I've ever drafted this set. I know it's regarded as one of the best draft formats of all time, but I have not had a ton of experience. I actually ended up getting back into Magic most recently around Avacyn Restored, so I kind of missed out on the good parts of that block. But I think that the first time I played this deck, I opened up a spider spawning and got a spider spawning in the third pack. First picked them both times, and I think I just got to go for it. This deck is so unbelievably sweet when it works. There's some other great stuff in the packs, and I'm sure that this isn't necessarily the correct choice, but it's definitely the sweet choice. Okay. So, I don't know the cards quite as well, and I'm sure there will be some questionable picks, even more so than usual, so you guys will have to bear with me just a little bit. I am tempted to immediately just take this on Burial Rites. I mean, it works well with kind of a self-mill theme. We may already kind of be in black. If you splash for white, then it ends up being pretty good. I think Rakish Error is probably pretty good if you're kind of going an aggressive vampire route. Grizzle, really big and dirtily, but fine. 7/7 for 5 is no joke. We could also play Caravan Visual, that helps us splash. I don't think that's an early pick though. I think I'm taking the Burial Rites. I think the Spider Spawning deck wants to be black-green anyway, and I really would like to play this if at all possible. I wouldn't be surprised something like Rakish Error is just the correct pick here. Elder Cathars I think is pretty good too, but on Burial Rites, we gotta go for it, right? Oh, Mulch, we got it. We're doing it, boys. We're doing it. We also have Scourgedag Cultist, which I think is quite powerful. Delver Secrets, Harvest Pyre I'm sure is pretty good. You do need stuff in your graveyard to utilize it, but it's a cheap instant speed removal spell, so it's gotta be pretty powerful. Boar I think is probably quite good too. Yeah, anyway, we're talking about a whole bunch of things that we're probably not gonna end up taking, mostly because I'm just excited to see all these different cards. But yeah, this card seems pretty good. All your vampires. Alright, well. We'll get run over by that, I'm sure. We're gonna take the Mulch, though. This just seems sweet. We gotta make this work, right? So we have Tribute to Hunger, which I don't love. Does get rid of some creatures, but it's really best when you have a lot of different things. I like a lot of different kill spells going on. What's Ghost Quarter exactly? I know this card's played a lot, and I should probably know it better. But land. Okay, yeah, I don't think that's really a limited card. Don't like Gruesome Deformity. Don't really like Skeletal Grimace. Moon Mist I think is pretty far away from what we're doing. Could just take Festerhide Boar. It's probably fine but not exciting. I don't think Vampire Interloper works in this sort of controlling deck. We could just take Tribute to Hunger. It's good if we end up with a couple other removal spells. And we are kind of trying to do a controlling thing. I think when this is good in the deck, it's going to be a lot better than the Festerhide Boar. So I think I'm going to take it here. That might be a little greedy. Ooh. Well, it feels like that's a late Harvest Pyre. Maybe that card's not as good as I think it is. Take Boneyard Worm. It definitely does fit into it, although I wonder how many creatures we're gonna end up playing. I think hopefully we're just gonna find like one more spider spawning and just play a whole bunch of Mulches. Or I guess this is creature cards too, isn't it? So I guess maybe Boneyard Worm's just correct. Woodland Cemetery is pretty good too. It is in both of our colors. I like dual lands when they're on color. But maybe Boneyard Worm is just what this deck wants. So I'll pick up this guy. Okay. Bitterheart Witch. Reasonable if we end up with some curses that we want. Probably not exciting out of that. It's either that or Caravan Vigil. I wonder what curses. I can't remember very many curses other than the milling one and the one that deals 1 damage to your opponent every turn, neither of which I think are really going to fit into the theme of this deck. Yeah, we're just going to take the Caravan Vigil. We won't be able to splash for white, potentially. That seems good. Disciple of Gristlebrand doesn't seem fantastic to me. I do think One-Eyed Scarecrow is a pretty good defensive card, really helps you in the air, although I guess Spider Spawning makes us a little bit better against aerial threats too. We could also take Hullhenge Scavenger, which I think is pretty solid. Gaining that life is good for a control payoff, but I think we already have our payoffs. I think I'm going to take the Scarecrow. Maybe that's just silly, but This card has been impressive to me. Oh wow, another Woodland Cemetery. Also have Lumberknot or Ghoul Caller's Bell. I think this is the sort of thing the deck wants. I think we might have a chance to get another one of these later, and I kind of want to just get the Woodland Cemetery and help our lands. Okay, Curse of Oblivion. Yeah, that seems just abysmally bad. So we could take Somberwald Spider, keep on theme with the spiders, or just Disciple of Gristlebrand. There are cards that want to be sacrificed, but I wonder how many. I guess it can help us buy time, maybe. I don't know if this is cards gonna end up making the deck or if it's even good, but I don't think we're real likely to take that or get that spider. Okay, Grave Bramble, another pretty good defender, pretty good defensive card. Maybe I should have considered this a little bit earlier, now that I think about it. I think I just kind of glazed over it the first time I saw it. But good with spider spawning. Naturalize for the sideboard. Okay, we got the Festerhide Boar back. So it feels like green-black is at least medium open, which makes me happy. That means it's probably not real likely anyone else opened to spider spawning and first picked it. So I know that at least there are a fair number of people out there like me that look at this set and they're like, this is the sweetest deck that you can draft for, I don't know, recent memory. So if you open it, you gotta try for it, right? I think we have a decent start. Want a little bit more payoffs. I'd like to get a couple more mulches, maybe. Wouldn't mind getting like a Ghoul Caller's Bell. There's probably some other good payoffs that I'm not quite as aware of. So interesting to note that if we end up with like a really powerful off-color bomb, it's very possible that we would just play it and intend to mill it, and then use Burial Rites to get it back. Maybe Caravan Vigil helps us splash too. Ooh, okay. Well, I don't think Angelic Overseer is that bomb. There's actually not tons for us here. This pack seems pretty good though. Do you think that Rolling Temblor's fairly powerful? Maybe even a card? Nah, probably not Splash. Travel Preparations is very, very good. Getting 2+1/+1 counters and then 2+1/+1 counters again. It's ended up being really, really good in the format, and probably pretty good in most formats. Claustrophobia. Something that Overseer is just all that powerful. It's good, for sure. Like, we would play it if we were in white. But I'm not sure it's something that we want to try and Unburial Rites back, necessarily. You can just take the Scavenger. Feels bad to let that Travel Preparations go. I think that's probably correct, though. The pain. Ooh. So that looks like a pretty big, pretty powerful payoff, right? That's a 6/6 flyer that if a creature dies, it kills more creatures. I mean, we don't have tons and tons of removal right now, but that still seems pretty good. Woodland Sleuth. Creature died, return a creature card around from your graveyard to your hand. Reasonable. We do want that mulch. Wonder what the odds are that tables. Probably not real great. Don't think we're getting a spider spawning from this pack at this point. We'll take Reaper. Could just take Absence Pilgrim. We are kind of probably trying to ramp up. I guess that actually helps us splash in Burial Rites. That's pretty good. Rage Thrower, I think, ended up being pretty okay. This card was kind of stupidly aggressive. Definitely. It's going to make some sort of Werewolves deck happy. Would play the Sleuth, I think, in Ghoul Caller's Chant, but I think the Pilgrim is just solid. Helps us get to our late game a little bit faster. Outcasts, probably still fine, but not super exciting. Don't like the Rot Snake, or Fen Snake, Rotting Fen Snake. I think we're just going to take the Ghoul Caller's Bell here. Yeah, I mean, this represents a fair amount of self-mill, right? Okay. There's Prey Upon. It is removal. Have tons and tons of creatures so far. It is removal. The Bramble Crush wheeled last time, so no one maybe is in the market for that, even though I definitely want it. I'm hoping it comes back. Okay, I think I'm going to take the Prey Upon. Not the best removal in the format, but definitely reasonable. It's one of my favorite cards, actually, of all time. I really love the fight mechanic, and this was just a very, very elegant solution to the green, like, combat spells. Trepanation Blade. Paying Trio reveals top card from your library to reveal land card. We get Massive. Okay. Not sure if this is the deck for that either. I think I might take another Caravan Vigil. We do want to hit our land drops, and I mean, this is kind of like our what's the Commune with Dinosaurs in the current set, where it kind of can replace a land. It won't find dinosaurs in the late game, but it does give you ramp once in a while, and going and finding specific land cards is pretty good. So I think I like that. Yeah, I don't know how good this deck's gonna be. I don't like Graveyard Shovel. It's good against us. I wish it wasn't in the draft. Man, these travel preparations are killing me. You could have had 3 of them? I mean, I think we're just gonna take it at this point, right? I don't know if it's good enough to play in our deck. It might depend on how much we get there with spider spawning. Not much else. Some other good cards though. Hinder Catch. Well, that's big. It looks pretty bad compared to Reaper of the Abyss, but it is big. I wonder if we should, with our couple of Caravan Vigils, just splash white fairly heavily. I should pick up something like Ghostly Possession. This is not a bad removal spell. It's a little bit clunky. Worse than a Pacifism, certainly, but it is removal. We do need removal. Red seems to be super underdrafted here. I think I'm going to take the Possession. I don't think Hinder Catch is an absurdly powerful card. Not bad. My goodness. I don't know. I swear this card's good. I swear I've heard this card is good. Maybe it's just not? Nah, I can't be right. That card's stupid. Oh, wow, yeah. We wanted the mulch to come around, and it did. So we're also waiting for that Grave Bramble. Cross our fingers. Okay, Ghoul Colors Chant. Sure. Not as exciting as Umburial Rites. Maybe would make the cut. I think this was the pack with the Grave Bramble. A little bit unfortunate. Corpse Lunge. I don't know. Maybe this is a payoff for the deck. It's probably better than running Fen Snake. We can go ahead and kill stuff sometimes. Kind of expensive. Requires a lot. Yeah. Oh, this is the Bramble Crush. Never mind. We got it. Oh, no. Grave Bramble. Was this Bramble Crush before? Maybe I just missaw that card. Sure, we'll take another Bramble, or first Bramble Crush over the second Corpse Lunge, though. I may have misseen that card before. I can't remember now. Disadvantage of not having played with it too much. Ooh, wow. Wow. So Olivia Voldaren is just crazy, crazy good. I mean, we're going crazy with our splashes, but maybe we just can. We pick up another couple of Caravan Vigils. If we can ever play her or even reanimate her, it's pretty powerful. This grabs random vampires from your opponent, even if you don't have red. That's awfully greedy. I'm gonna do it. We're doing nothing if going sweet here, right? This deck may just not end up doing, like, anything, but we have Umburial Rites. Like, we're gonna get into play at least once. Oh, another Umburial Rites, actually. Okay. Anything else super powerful? I do like Mannered Gargoyle. Screeching Bat is pretty powerful, right? Yeah, a 2/2 flying for 3 or a 5/5 on the ground. Pretty good. I think the Umburial Rites is the way we want to go here. Alright, so no double spider spawning almost certainly at this point. The tragedy, that's okay. Knot of the Bone or another mulch. Interesting. How many creatures do we end up having? Not tons. This does gain us a lot of life though. Like, that's very good in the right deck. And mulch has wheeled a couple of times now. We would take Knot of the Bone. Ooh, Splinter Fright. Wow, that's actually a really good payoff for the deck. Gets bigger with creatures and then mills us regularly. Seems pretty solid. Avatar Ghoul I think is good as well, but yeah, Splinter Fright. So I don't think there's anyone else in this deck, which is cool. Spider spawning, like, no one else probably opened it, which is just the ways that it's going to work out sometimes. I should be happy I got one. But there was definitely the twinkle in my eye that was dreaming. Okay, well, I mean, our deck seems pretty sweet. I think we might be being a bit crazy, like a bit greedy, but it's also a little bit scary having random mill effects when you're only going to have like one red source and the like, but we can probably go actually really heavy on green now that I look at it. And just cut most of black. It'd be kind of a mono green deck with splashing for like red and white, and maybe a little bit of black for the Umbral Rites. Yeah, that actually is pretty good. Interesting. Okay. Call us the green deck. Villagers of Estwald, I think it was just pretty solid, right? 2/3 that turns into a 4/6. Don't really want a Bramble Crush. Yeah, and lots of pretty good red cards here. It's the second Rooftop Storm in the draft. It's kind of funny. Yeah, this deck is sweet. I cannot complain. I'm gonna read these other cards. I am eyeing that Grey Bramble. To make this building anytime you could cast a sorcery. I guess that's fine. Kind of a slow mind rot, but also can deal some damage against the right board. Whenever Storm patrols deals combat damage to a player, you put +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, Grey Bramble. That's what we're doing. Gastaff's Shepherd is pretty powerful. It is kind of a more aggressive card. We don't have very many 2-drops. There's that Knot of the Bone. I wonder if that other one will come. That would be next pack? No, pack after next. I only really want one of these, I think. And I'm not even positive we need one. Yeah, I'll take the Shepherd. I think we want a 2-drop. Wow, Absence Pilgrim came back. We're doing it, boys. Okay. It doesn't seem super great. The follow-up Shadows over Innistrad was quite a bit better. I take Shimmering Grotto. It's a little bit clunky. I don't know if we need it. I don't think we like Make-A-Wish, though. Oh, and the Mulch. Cool. And a Mulch. Okay, we're doing it. We've got Absence, Pilgrims, Mulches, Umbral Rites, and Reanimate targets. Seems pretty sweet. Alright, I guess the question then becomes, what do we want to play? We are light on removal. Corpse Lunge will probably be active. I guess Spider Spawnings are only... taking those sweet Innistrad lands, I see. I think we're going to have access to Ghostly Possession pretty easily if we want Ghostly Possession. Tribute to Hunger and Corpse Lunge are both probably fine, right? This is power? This is going to be like a deal 3 most of the time. I'm actually not sure how it interacts with Grape or Boneyard Worm, which is a little bit interesting. Okay, so... not sure how exactly to build the deck. Don't think Travel Preparations is what we want, even though we've got a lot of creature, or a lot of like... we're going to be playing white, so I mean... I don't know. This card is just stupid good, right? I don't think it's in the spirit of the deck, though. We do have to cut some things. I guess Ghostly Possession and Tribute to Hunger are really bad together, right? And Possession still can block. I guess it can make a really good blocker for us, too. I don't know if Possession's what we need. I think we want pretty much all of our creatures, honestly. The goal of the deck is going to be to kind of survive and then hit one big final threat. Reaper of the Abyss being pretty good, Kinder Catch being pretty good. Reaper's better with some removal, which we don't have tons of. Knot of the Bone, maybe this is a sideboard card. It's pretty bad in some matchups. But if my opponent's trying to beat us down, obviously it looks great. Could cut like Festerhide board, it's pretty unexciting. Yeah, probably should cut that. After all, we're doing much sweeter things by the time we get up to 4. Well, I guess we're doing nothing when we get to 4, but when we get to 5, we're doing sweet things. I think we do want both Pilgrims think these are all staying in. I think we need a little bit more top-end beef. Again, Reaper of the Abyss, pretty good, but a lot better if we can activate and kill off some creatures. Like, kill spells with Reaper of the Abyss is just stupid good. On the other hand, we can play him post-main after like a trade and get some value a lot of the time. Like, he's definitely staying in the deck. Okay, mulches do help us find our land drops. I think we do want to play 16 lands. Probably not quite low enough to go down to 15. Wonder if 4 mulches is too many. 4 mulches is 16 cards. I'm gonna play, what, 10 turn games on average. We don't really have any card draw. So that's 17, 16. So I don't think we're gonna mill ourselves off of that. We could take out Ghoul Caller's Bell. That's gonna give my opponent an advantage in some cases. We do have like some other things going on too. I think mulch is probably better than just the straight mill. Okay, that brings us down to 25. So I think one more cut. And then we're going to be very, very heavily biased towards green, with a little bit in black, probably a little bit in white, and a little bit in red for Olivia. I might even play two mountains, just so we can activate this ability twice, potentially. I mean, we're going to find our lands, I think, with the mulch, but we really, really want to hit green. That is nice. That means that our mana is going to be quite good, I think, most of the time. What is the cut? Maybe Caravan Vigil's worse when we've got mulch. Yeah, maybe we don't even want this card. Mulch just does what it does so much better. Yeah, we'll just trust in the fact that mulch is going to find us our mountains and plains as the game goes on. I think that's going to be true most of the time. So what could we bring in then? Ghostly Possession again seems kind of bad. I think Tribute Hunger is going to be better. Bring in the Boar, just another creature to mill. Do want the Cemetery, certainly. I mean, we could just play one of those. Now I've talked myself out of too many cards. Alright, I don't think the Boar. I'm kind of on the edge between Gnaw of the Bone, Ghoul Caller's Bell, and Travel Preparations. Preparations is pretty powerful. This might not be the deck for it still, though. How much mill do we have? Not like absolute loads. We don't have any way to discard stuff if it gets into our hand, which is a little bit awkward. Like, Reaper from the Abyss is going to be very hard for us to play. Alright. I think Gnaw of the Bone. No, I think Ghoul Caller's Bell. Okay, alright. So we are set there. Let's add in our lands. Again, going to be pretty biased towards green. I think I want 3 black sources, because I want to have the chance to at least play the Reaper. I want to have 1 white source outside of the Pilgrims. I want to have probably 2 mountains. So that gives us 10. That's 10 forests. 10 forests feels pretty good. 2 mountains for Olivia, 3 black sources for Reaper, 1 plains, 3 sources total. Oh, and we should cut this. That lets us bring in a woodland cemetery, which is a little bit nice. So I guess actually that lets us have 11 forest sources. Almost forgot about that guy. Alright, I think the deck is super sweet. When I played this deck last year, again, I got 2 spider spawnings, had like 3 mulches, felt great. I ended up winning the first 2 games and losing the last one to a really sweet, like, flashback and Charm Chaser, no, Charmbreaker? Charmbreaker Devils, I think is what it's called. And that was a super, super good finish, so I'm hoping this one will be just as exciting. I'm super excited. See you guys for match 1.